Garcia. I am 14 years old and I am in 9th grade. I am on Team Red with Mrs. Mackin. I grew up around music, and I played violin for almost 10 years and piano for nearly 2. All my siblings and my parents have also played music. I done music enrichment programs, and I take music theory class, and I am currently in 2 orchestras. As you can see, there are many musical instruments in my house. So I want to know what type of musician would have the best pitch perception. The perception of the pitch is based on an interpretation of the frequency of sound waves. When you hear sound, it enters your ear and goes through your ear canal, hits your eardrum, and from there enters your cochlea. Depending on where it enters the cochlea and the frequency of the sound waves, you will hear a high or a low pitch. The sound can reach anywhere between 20 and 20,000 hertz. This is what gives music such a beautiful sound. There are 12 notes in a chromatic scale, ranging from A to G and adding accidentals, which are sharps and flats. Intervals are a distance between the notes. Perfect pitch is the ability of a person to identify or recreate a given musical note. Though perfect pitch can be a genetic trait, it takes lots of training for most people to recognize the notes just by hearing them. For my experiment, I tested 40 people, 10 string players that play string instruments such as violin, viola, cello, and bass, 10 piano players, 10 other musicians that play instruments such as brass, wind, and percussion, and 10 non-musicians. As I played a pair of notes, they wrote down which note was higher, the note names, and the intervals. My hypothesis was that the string players would be most accurate in their perception of pitch because we have to learn where to put our fingers on the fingerboard as we play them. I also believe that the perception of the pitch would increase with level of musical experience. For my control, I tested everyone using a piano and used the same notes in the same order. I mostly tested in groups of 3 or more, and the candidates ranged in age from 10 years old to 70 years old.
So I will play a pair of notes, and then you will write in the first box which note is higher, in the second box the note names, and the third box the intervals. The first test is these 2 notes.
I tested my family, my violin teacher, my piano teacher, my orchestra conductors, my fellow orchestra members, and other friends. I collected their charts and tallied their results. I did not go on exact perception, as only one person got all of them exactly correct. Many people were very close, usually a half step or a whole step off on their recognition of the note. Charting the exact number of exact, very close, and incorrect answers, I found that my hypothesis was half correct, and that the string players were most accurate on their interpretation of the note names, but piano players were most accurate on the recognition of the intervals. Here is a chart showing my data of the 4 different types of musicians in 3 categories. Here you can see the number of correct answers in the order of notes, the note names, and the intervals. Here is another graph showing the other side of my hypothesis, in that the level of musical experience would help their answers. And as you can see, that is true. And up here is a chart where I put their name, their age, their level of musical experience, and their answers. From there, I highlighted the ones that are highlighted yellow were correct, orange was almost there, and red was incorrect. And here is a sample sheet of the chart that I gave them to record their answers. I understand that there are many different factors that could change the result of this experiment, such as age, gender, environment, and control. I am looking forward to research more in the study. This experiment helped me a lot to learn about pitch perception and how pitch works. Thanks for watching this video, and go Team Red!